If you're preparing to give birth, then here are some of the essential items you need to remember to pack in your hospital bag that will help to promote a positive experience. From birth aids to labour snacks, these are some of the little bits and bobs that I made sure to pack that really helped me have an enjoyable and smooth birth on both occasions. I've also got an entire checklist that breaks down everything to remember in your hospital bag in the description box below, so remember to check it out. Hi lovelies and welcome, it's Funta here. Along with flip-flops, something I'd say is absolutely essential is a water bottle. So this is the exact same bottle that I used first time around in labour, and I had it with me at home and also in the hospital, and it's really important to make sure you stay hydrated during the birthing process. I actually just took lots of sips of water throughout, and when the midwives felt like I needed to take in more water, they did offer me some cartons of juice because they also wanted something that would give me a bit of energy, which is why I've also brought with me some Lucozade. I really love this water bottle primarily because it has a straw, and I think a straw just makes it that bit easier to drink water no matter what birthing position that you're in. I was primarily sat upright, so it was easy to drink from, but if you were lying down or stooped over, then I feel like a straw is just a lot easier to drink from than having to pour something. This one is also, I think, 75ml, which is big enough that I have plenty of water. It's a bit more generous than a smaller bottle of water. And this is just a cheap and cheerful one that I got from Sainsbury's. I like that it's glass because it doesn't cling on to smells, but it does make it a bit heavier, so you might opt for something that's a bit lighter. Combs. So I mentioned this in my labour story for the first time around, so if you haven't seen that, you might want to check that one out. So if you are having an unmedicated birth, they're actually a very interesting method of pain relief. It's not actual pain relief, but it's kind of a sensation that when you squeeze a comb in your hand, your brain acknowledges that sensation before that of the contraction, so it kind of deviates your mind from the intensity of the contraction. I think it's kind of something that works along the lines of acupressure. So it's a very interesting method and actually effective. So I'm definitely going to be using it again. And I've packed these combs with me. I've got 2 with me in my hospital bag, and I've got some at home as well. An electric fan. So this was actually super handy, and it's something that was recommended when I was looking at blogs and watching other videos of people giving birth. And I did actually get quite a lot of use out of this, and because I'm giving birth in summer, I think I just might need it even more. I found that I was blowing hot and cold while I was in labour, so there were times where I wanted a t-shirt draped over my shoulder, there were times where I wanted the window open and I wanted a fan on me, so where my body was just fluctuating temperature, it was really handy to have the handheld fan, and I've made sure it's already charged up and in my bag, and I've also got a spare one at home, so when I do start labour, when I'm most likely at home, I'll also be able to use a fan then. This one's also nice and compact, it folds away easily, it can also be stood up like on a table or on a desk, so it works really well, and it's got different speeds, so if I need more air or less air, I've got different options on this fan, so this was a good Amazon find. An energy drink. So I'm packing 2 bottles of Lucozade. I packed this first time around and I'm packing it again because, as I mentioned, it's good to have that bit of an energy boost, and the midwives did offer me some juice to try and give me that. I don't know what happened to the Lucozade at the time. I just remember I didn't end up drinking it, but obviously I needed something to give me a little bit of a boost, which is why they gave me the juice. So I'm definitely packing this one and making sure that it's very quick and accessible to hand so that if I need that energy boost, I can have it. I'm only taking 2 bottles because I just don't think I'm going to drink more than that. I definitely won't get through a whole bottle during labour, and I've got another bottle so that if my husband wants some, because it's a marathon for him too, then he can have the other bottle, but I think 2 is more than enough. Speaking of energy, I have packed some labour snacks. I gave birth in the birth centre part of the hospital, so I was absolutely free to snack and eat as I wish, and so having some cereal bars to hand was really handy. So labour is hard work and it can be quite a long process, and in the event that it is kind of long, it's good to have little snacks and bites that are very easy to eat just to keep you going. I didn't actually end up eating anything during labour because I was just so in the zone, and my labour wasn't that long, so I didn't even realise that I was hungry until I was done with it at the end. But I'm still going to pack some snacks with me this time because, again, I'm not totally sure what labour will be like. I may feel that I need that energy boost, and if I'm giving birth at a time of day, perhaps like in the middle of the night when I hadn't eaten, then I might actually need that meal or need those snacks a bit more. I've opted for cereal bars because they're just super easy to eat, and the ones that I've chosen have some sort of chocolate or sweetness or honey in them, so I'll definitely get that energy boost that I need. These were also great for immediately after birth. After birth, they did offer us some tea and some toast, and we did end up ordering a delivery meal. But in that interim, it was nice to have some snacks just to keep us going. I didn't pack a ton of snacks this time because we did order food last time, and I suspect second time around we may do the same thing. Nipple cream. So I've packed nipple cream with me this time. I think the first time around I didn't use this until I'd gotten home from the hospital, but just because I know how raw things can get and how damaged nipples can get early on, I've decided to bring this with me to the hospital just to make sure that I'm taking care of my nipples from the get-go. Lip balm. So this is actually very handy, and it's something that was recommended when I was watching other people's videos about their labour. They were saying that they experienced very dry lips from the gas and air. Gas and air is something that I used first time around. I don't particularly remember my lips being dry, but I just love having lip balm to hand anyway, but just in case, I do plan to use gas and air again. So I'm bringing this just in case I do feel that cracked or dryness. I just don't want that discomfort. So it's good to have lip balm on hand. Headphones. I have packed my headphones with me. I didn't use them first time around because I really thought music would be a really big part of my labour, but I was just so in the zone, and my husband and I just kind of did our things, super zoned out. I didn't end up playing music, but I do want the option. They're also good for after labour if we have any waiting around to do, which first time around we had a bit of waiting around to do when they were doing baby's checks and also checks on me. Then it's nice to have the headphones so that we can maybe watch something or listen to some music, and any birth affirmations or anything like that I have, if I want to listen to it, I have the option. Last thing I've packed is a bin bag, and this might seem really random, but it's actually very handy. Basically, after giving birth first time around, of course, I had a pile of clothing that was a bit soggy and a bit soiled and just needed to be packed into one bag and dealt with when I got home. Luckily, my mother-in-law very kindly dealt with that laundry for me, so I didn't actually have to deal with any of it, which is so sweet of her. But having a bin bag is just a good way to have somewhere to pile all those soggy bits of clothing into one bag, and it can be nice and separated from the rest of your luggage. This is especially important because I am, fingers crossed, hoping to have a water birth this time around. So if I do have any soggy items of clothes, they can stay separate in a bag and I don't have to worry about it getting anything else wet. So those are all the labour prep bits that I made sure to pack in my hospital bag. If you found this helpful, then please do give it a thumbs up and stick around for the next video because I break down everything to remember in your hospital bag. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!